Alright, looks like we're live. Hello! Welcome to another episode of The Joy of Planting. Episode 10, I think. I may or may not. So I thought I had 10 episodes already, but when I went to upload what I thought was the 10th episode, I looked back and apparently I had downloaded the 9th episode twice. So either I miscounted or I've missed an episode in there. Um, so for those of you following along on YouTube, I might miss an episode where we did something, but that's okay. Honestly, I've reworked almost everything on this course off stream anyway. So whatever is there currently is going to be a little different than what I did on stream anyways. I reworked the bunkering style a little bit. It's relatively close, but I wanted to do it just a little bit more, like a little more rugged. I reworked holes three or two, three, and four. Um, they're not substantially different. Mostly, it's the green complexes are different. I redid number four green. It's not the most exciting green complex yet, but uh, actually, I have an idea. I could probably make this a raised tier, and that might be more interesting. We can make this kind of a double plateau green. Now that I'm thinking of it. Also, I should kick off music. Let's do that. Alright, there we go. Hey, Ben. How you doing? Okay. All of a sudden, I'm like, and I like this green more now. A little more interesting. Hey, salesman. Okay, bump that music volume down just a little. Alright, so other than two, I edited the green slightly to make it a little more like the Wilshire par 3 that this kind of template was based on. So it's even more dramatic of a bow tie green with kind of redone bunkers. Three, I cleared out a lot of the trees on the inside corner, opened it up a little, and just tweaked the playing areas. So, and then four, I just tweaked the green. The tee shot's pretty much the same. I think that's all the major changes I made on the front nine. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, and then I just tweaked the bunkers. They're not substantially different, just I made them in a slightly different method. I tried to make them just a little more rugged and a little more just visually interesting. Anyway, so we're basically done through 10, I think, as far as what do you want to call it? I think like they all have tee boxes. All the greens I think are about finalized. I could do some tweaks here and there. Like 8 green I could maybe do something with. I think I was done through 10. Yeah, I think that green's fine. Yeah, so now we just need to go polish the last couple holes. And outside of I think I'd made some changes to 13. I changed the sculpting here to bring that water more into play. So that works. Yeah, so salesman, yeah, we don't usually give detailed feedback for approved courses just because it would just require so much more extra time. Um, so I doubt whoever reviewed it would really have a ton of detailed notes for you anyways. Alright, so what do I want to do here? we have this. I kind of want this to be, this is our blind tee shot. Also, the fairway already starts really close. So I don't want to bring that in anymore. I like the idea of this being a blind tee shot, but I could probably bring this in a little bit more. Also, I could probably bring the fairway in closer to here if I wanted. How wide is that? Yeah, 50 yards, so it's reasonably wide. Maybe we make it closer to 40. Also, yeah, I'm gonna redo a lot. I'm probably gonna delete this whole fairway anyway, so let's do some doodling. Get this traced out so that I can just go delete that spline and call it a day. Although, you probably want to just do this. We're gonna delete that. And then we're just gonna go delete all of these bunkers as well. So I had thrown bunkers in there, which, for a blind hole seems, maybe not the best idea. And I want to do, so I think the idea for this one at this point is I want to pull that green back and over. Like, I might put it in here. And then, do a couple trees and things down on this side, which will also help frame the kind of that blind shot a little better. And really emphasize your wanting to play up this side. This is probably about where your drives are ending up. How long is this hole now? 500 yards, damn. Oh, sorry, I missed some chat. Yeah, and yeah, giving like little detailed notes when it's your first course for here's the here's the things you need in order to hit that tour worthy level. Unless you've like really practiced and picked a lot of stuff up already, there is just a lot of, as Ben said, it's usually a little bit of everything. Where you might execute the basics well already. It does happen. Some rookies picked it up pretty fast, but just the finer details just take a lot more. It just takes time. It takes practice. Nobody gets stuff perfect their first go around. Something like that could work. I can throw some bunkers in there and that'll work. Alright. Also, I kind of like how the further right you play, the better angle you have in. So it makes you take the trees on to the right off the tee. Alright, so I think I like this general idea for a hole. I can probably tweak, maybe I can tweak this apron a little bit, but or I can bring it out this way a little. Who knows? We'll tweak it, but I like the general idea so far. Also, we get to throw in a couple long fours, which I really don't have a lot of on this course so far. I wanted to add some to the front nine for variety's sake, and just none of the holes as I built them really were conducive to stretching them out anymore. Also, did I just make that a fairway absent-mindedly? Nope. Alright, there we go. Alright. Roll our splines in. Nothing too exciting. Again, this part of the fairway isn't really that important in terms of playing. It's mainly just there for visuals and reference. I mean, playing out here is an option if you're just terrified of, you know, a blind tee shot or something, but you're essentially turning it into a 3-shot hole. Oh yeah, I just realized they, Eric was saying they had changed the font. I'm like, why do the menus look different? I'm like, oh, because they tweaked the font in all of the menus in the designer. You know, maybe not what I would consider the most important update, but it does look nice. After this week, yes. I mean, I am gonna greatly enjoy this Friday off. I mean, I haven't checked to see if I didn't see what looked like any new objects with Bay Hill, so I don't know if they added any in game or not. Like, I think I saw a couple houses in there that looked like they were new, a couple that were borrowed from what they had done for Detroit. Um, that sort of stuff. I did like the. I mean, honestly, Bay Hill's kind of a boring golf course. It, so I'm not like wound up about it being included in the game. It's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. But, credit where credit is due. A lot of the HB official courses in the past have just been of uh, a really suspect quality, and it looks like, first playthrough of Bay Hill, it looks like they've done a much better job on it, just in terms of like technical work on it. So I'm kind of, it's good to see that HB is getting a hang of like modeling courses and stuff. They've done a much better job on it the last couple times from what I've seen. Yep, no worries, Thomas. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, this looks a lot more interesting to me than it did before. And then here's your landing. Okay, yeah. I think I'm definitely in on the changes here. I can also probably, as much as I'm, normally not a huge fan of narrowing holes, I I think it definitely makes this tee shot a little intimidating. Needs more purple flowers. To what extent are you renovating? I'm not yeah, I blew up 11 and well, I mean the bunker is still there. But I changed the green site. I changed most everything about the hole. I definitely like the way this looks a lot more, and I'll throw the bunkers in there. But I redid the green at 2, I redid 3, I redid the green at 4, and I redid all the bunkers. They're only mildly different. They're just a slightly different style. Um, but that's all I had done on this one. All right. Anyway, so now that we've got that done, let's go redo these bunkers. I like the general shape that I had here, but we wanna go with our, we want them to fit in our new style that we had kind of worked on. Do I want a second smaller one here just to fill the space? Maybe. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. If I don't like it, I can remove it. I'll do a quick save. No more aerodynamic bunkers. I mean, honestly, if anything, I have more aerodynamic-esque bunkers around here than I did than I did before, because the smaller little cluster bunkers fit better with the kind of more rugged style that I'm going with, versus like the really big, wide, smooth kind of curves that I had in some of the other ones. Plus, honestly, going back and renovating the bunkers makes sense almost just from the fact that the style had shifted a couple times as I had gone. So just to do them all sort of at once and get a more consistent style throughout the course is probably a good thing. All right, so how I'm doing these ones. It's pretty similar to how I was doing it before. But in this case, I'm taking the circle brush, I'm making it as small as I can, and I'm purposely just doing a really rough job outlining it. Just doing it quick and like purposely like a little kind of jerky and inconsistent with it. And then maybe like making some slight adjustments to the shape if I don't really like how it turned out. There are ways to tweak it, but that's the general gist of the idea, is just going through and doing that just to ruggedize the edges a little. flatten. We'll sink a pan in for this guy. Oops. And then let's do another flat and get that fuzziest of brushes. Just smooth this lip out a little bit. It doesn't like that spot. We'll get that hill there smoothed out a little. Alright. Next up, we'll go throw that surface in. Yep, have a good one, Thomas. What size spline line do you use for bunkers? I don't use splines at all. I doodle with the shape tool. On the handful of occasions I have used a spline for bunker, I go like 1.8 or whatever the second smallest option it gives you. So when you go all the way to the minimum size, it starts to struggle to render the edges of it for whatever reason, and you get kind of weird splines. When you bump it up one level, it smooths it out while leaving it kind of thin enough that you can make sharper shapes with it. Alright, so we have our bunkers here that are kind of your target line to just bomb driver over, which I think I'm okay with. With the different framing, it looks a little funnier, but that's okay. Anyway, so let's go. We're gonna raise our green pad up here a little bit. Oops, sorry. Sorry to jump the camera around everywhere. Although, if you're, if you followed along with the stream for a while, you're probably used to me just jumping the camera everywhere already. As I try to, fly around and get a good look of what I'm doing just based on angles and stuff. So this green isn't nearly as big as I thought it was. Let's do... Maybe actually, no, it's not that bad. It's a reasonable size. Let me get the measuring tool out. Can always adjust it if need be. Okay, so it's only like 20 yards wide, probably what, 40 deep? 35, okay. So for a long par 4, this isn't the most generous green. I can probably expand it slightly. Honestly, expanding it out this way would make some sense. Work. Then I'd probably put like a bunker here, maybe like a small one here, and then a third one in here. Something like that. I could almost get away with doing... I could almost do like a runoff area in here if I wanted. I don't know if I want it or not. It could work. Also, I could bring this in a little bit more for fun. Do I like that runoff area or not? I'd probably almost actually bring it in like this a little if I was gonna do it. Something like that. Bring it totally in front of the green so there's a little bit of a fairway runoff there. Yeah, maybe. You know what, let's save, let's give it a try. Worst case, I just get rid of it if I don't like it. Oh, it's the width here. Yep, normal, okay. Fill that in, sharpen and smooth. There we go. Rough texture. I think it was 4.2 was what I was using, or 3. But the difference between the two is going to be so minor that it's not really an issue. Alright, also, let's do some sculpting work. This is going to need to be lowered. I want to make that, well, maybe not that much, maybe just a touch. It's already around where it needs to be, but we just want to bring this, this spline off of the green surface just a little bit. Go. And our whole green tears backwards, which you don't really want. So I'm gonna go flatten the whole pan out, or the whole pad out. Whoops, silly me. I'm doing a raise thing. We want it flat. So again, we'll end up with a flat green for now, but we can add some interest, you know, we can add some detailing and interest to it in a bit. But just because this site is kind of the opposite of what we want, if anything, we want it to slope back to front. We don't really want it to slope front to back. And it looks a little more imposing that when it's raised and you can see the whole green. So that's a start. Alright, now we're gonna try... adding our... add our fairway runoff area here. Bring it into that fairway a little, and then run it around. Fill the spline, smooth it out, and then add our rough texture, and then we're good to go. Hey Manatee, how's it going? Would you have a mix of bunkers with no rough, just fairway running into them? Probably not. As a general rule, I will almost never drop bunkers straight into fairway texture and have the fairway run straight into them. And if you're gonna do that, you want to pick one or the other. You don't want to mix. You don't want to mix like. You don't want to mix styles up too much as you're going. You want it to be consistent. But just for ease of sculpting and things, and because it looks better, I'll always at least put like a little bit of a light rough ring around my centerline bunkers, like I did with this one. Like, like that one works. Or what I did with number 6 here. They'll, like, people who are worried about the ball not rolling into it, they'll play almost exactly the same. You really won't notice any kind of real playing difference, but it makes the sculpting infinitely easier and it looks better. Alright, so let's go get some ideas for these bunkers. This would be a big ass bunker. But we can This is gonna be a weird one to sculpt because the spot that I'd want to put this bunker is a little odd in terms of like the land that it sits on. We need to find a way to get this pad kind of a little more uniform. So lower the front some more and get that flattened out. And then we're gonna go to raise, and we're gonna raise the back of it a couple feet. Do it again. There we go. So that'll work as far as a spot goes. Yep, no worries, man. Again, like, I have seen some people successfully kind of pull off the having fairway run directly into their bunkers, but it's really difficult to do unless you're really kind of specific about what you're doing. And generally, it's people who just like who have their fairway just run into their bunker edges. Like, say, like these bunkers here, if I had just slowly tweaked my fairway spline so they kind of went like that, it kind of met with that bunker edge and then like ran like something like this. Like you can, and then rolled off like around here. You can kind of pull off stuff like that and it'll look fine. So, I mean, and there are real life courses that do that, which is why people go for that style. And that usually works okay, but it's a little difficult. And in terms of how it actually plays in game, it so rarely makes a difference to me that it's just, like, I don't bother with it personally, because it's so much easier to keep those surfaces separate, and they play almost exactly the same. And they just look like they'll generally look tidier if I don't try to do that. I mean, there are exceptions, like when I think Dan and I did a collab course of like a sandbelt course, where that's like 100% required essentially. For that style, you 100% need to do that, and you need to try and have like bunkers cut directly into the green, which is so hard to pull off. To the point of, yeah, unless you're specifically doing a sandbelt course, just don't ever do that. There's basically no point to that. Because even then, it's like, you can kind of pull it off in this game, but it's really hard, and it's never gonna look quite as good as if, as if you just left a little bit of a buffer there in order for, like, the sculpting to kind of sort itself out. Because, again, the way you do that with a real-life course is you just have a hard edge, where you can take, like, a flat green and just cut directly into it. I'm doing just fine. We have Friday off, so I'm just relaxing, getting a couple little things done around the house, and then doing a little design. But anyway, so since you can't, with the way the game handles textures, you can't get that clean, sharp edge that you need in order for that to work. So you kind of have to fudge it and just get it close enough that it just doesn't look awful, and that's just so difficult. It's just one of those game limitation things, just the way Unity handles textures and whatnot. Hence, it's just, you can do it if you're really patient and know what you're doing and take your time, but just as a general rule, it's just not worth it. Hence, I just, like, when newer designers ask about it, I just generally tell them, yeah, don't bother with it. It's just never gonna work the way you think it's going to. Yep, see you in a bit, Ben. Fix that little edge right there, so that looks a little better. And then we'll throw a bigger bunker in here. Something like that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this works way better for me, both visually and in terms of playability. I like this. Hey Narwhal, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. That in. Yeah, so I think I had mentioned it in the beginning of the stream, how I think I lost an either I miscounted or I've lost an episode in here somewhere. So, I mean, jokes on me for not really uploading these to YouTube in the most timely manner. I think some of them it's taken me like a week or two in order to get from doing the stream on Twitch to downloading the video to fiddle with it and then uploading it to YouTube. Like I said, I don't really do any editing with them, so I'm not really fiddling with them. I'm just, kind of checking them to make sure that they're, like, not of a horrible quality. Like, I didn't accidentally, breathe into the mic heavily for an hour and a half type thing. Yes, we do have a name for the course. Kachina Canyon Trail. Kachina being I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I just did a Google Earth flyover thing. It's a name of a little golf community village thing out in Flagstaff, which is where this course is roughly set. Love that third bunker shape. This one or this one? Regardless, I think they both turned out pretty decent. Alright, there we go. I think we like that one. got to figure out some kind of shape for this this green though. We're just gonna do some random raises and stuff to like. I think I want to kind of lift these edges up just a touch. We'll get it to slope kind of right to left there. Just a little. Closest to the green. Yeah, I like that one too. That came out nice. Again, it helps it has a good kind of spot to sit in. So actually, now that I think about it, I want to touch this little spot just a touch. That little corner looks a bit off. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Let's do a quick save. Give it a quick playthrough. So based on the you know, what you can see off the tee, it almost looks like this is the line that you're supposed to play down. Maybe I need to fill that in with trees just a little bit more. Kind of roll these in a bit, so that's a little more obvious that you're supposed to be aiming here. Oh, also it changed it to a par 5, which I need to fix. Oh, my putting is terrible. That's okay. Alright, so there we go. I think we're on the right. Oh, anyway, I gotta go change that par while I'm thinking of it. There we go. So what's the total length of this course now? 7350. That's not too bad. Oh, I need to edit my tees here as well. I think like kind of the normal men's tees being at 420 420-ish is not bad. And then we'll make these maybe 475. Seems fair. Oh, I had some like general series announcements that I was making, and then got sidetracked, and I completely forgot what they were. I think it's something along the lines of me accidentally missing an episode, which is, I don't know that I did. I either did that or I just miscounted. So if I miss a little bit of content in if I missed the design of a couple holes on the YouTube series, that's my bad. That's just me missing an episode off Twitch to pull off. Happens. I'll try to do better about that in the future. Not accidentally skip any episodes. I don't think I've done that before yet, so. And then also the fact that there's a little bit of a pause. I don't think I had done episodes in a couple weeks. I kind of got stuck on this one, and I wasn't honestly sure if I was gonna make this my World Cup course or try and start over and do another one in the month and week or so that I had left. But all the ideas I was coming up with, I felt just as stuck as I did on this one. So it's just, I think we're at that point of okay, plus we're getting deep enough into the contest that I don't have enough time to start over. Nor am I going to come up with a better idea if I start over, so. Here, we're going to lower this just a touch, I think. Glad to hear it. I'm excited to be done with this one. Both to publish it and share it with you guys, and to also just not have to design it anymore. Some of them come easily, and some of them are a little bit more of a challenge to really get from vision to finished product, and this has definitely been on the struggle side. As you can tell, because I've like my first pass through, like with the last series where I was doing Cherrybrook, when I designed a hole from scratch on stream, more often than not, it made it almost completely intact to the final product. Whereas in this one, almost nothing is still there from the original first concepts. Here, we're gonna fill the trees in here, and then I'll adjust that spline. I'll adjust both of these so that. Suppose I could sprinkle a couple trees in there or something just to really block that sight line off. Exactly. That was our angst-filled hot take stream. You just take all the bad energy from having a rough day at work and just ranting about anything and everything, which admittedly was fun. That's definitely not this stream. But anyway, me yammering about content stuff. So as this one's getting close, as this is episode 10, I believe. Um, I wanted to do maybe 12 episodes for this series, but think I'm going to be running a little short on content. Um, I probably have one more episode of tweaks and things, and then maybe one episode of finishing polish and publishing. Sharpen and smooth. So that, yeah, that should get me to 12, but I'm not sure I have a full episode of Ben, what's up? I have no Jerry. I have no Jerry takes for you today. I'm sorry. But yes, I have seen the videos, and yes, I have made comments about them. Just not on this stream. This isn't a rant stream, you guys. You can't just make me dive into rants. That's not what this is about. We're avoiding all of the rant subjects today. It's for the other streams. Yes, that's for the Joy of Planting After Dark streams. I'm just like, what's a Bob Ross pun for Oh yes, those are the wet, slick, and ready to go streams. Because anytime Bob Ross talks about a canvas, it sounds very, very dirty. Alright, we'll just fill in the tee boxes, because I haven't done that for these holes yet. Nothing too crazy, but wanted a little bit of a kind of unusual shape for the tee boxes. Oh, but anyway, content stuff. So yeah, so there'll probably be 2 episodes left for this series. Considering that I wasn't sure a week or 2 ago if this was still going to be my World Cup course, I thought I was going to have to pause this series anyways, and then pick it up after World Cup finished when I pumped out whatever course that I was debating swapping in for this one. But saner, what do you want to call it? Saner ideas prevailed. We just decided, yeah, this one's fine, and I'm not gonna come up with a significantly better idea for it. So we're gonna finish this one, and therefore actually be finishing up the series probably relatively quickly. I mean, hell, I could potentially even make another episode tomorrow, because I don't have any plans during the day tomorrow. And it's kind of cold enough, I'm not going to be doing much outside. Sorry, let me, we don't want to hear about what you watch in your spare time, Matt. Sorry, I'm just like, oh, that was probably the Bob Ross pun then in response to that. Alright. Again, I'm just trying to think of like Joy of Planting jokes that, or Joy of Painting jokes that, can be turned into a title for the quote-unquote After Dark versions of the stream with all sorts of rants and profanity that you guys seem to enjoy so much. Alright, yes, let's go punish ourselves on this one. Alright, there we go. But, yeah, so, yeah, 2 more episodes of this one, probably around there. Oops, dang it, that's not what I wanted to hit. And then I think I don't have any courses in the pipeline at the moment, really. I have one more collab, and I have an idea that I had just started, um, um, as kind of another World Cup idea that I don't know if we're actually gonna to really do anything with or not. So those are the only, and yeah, I have the collab with Ben, um, the South Carolina one, and kind of that Sea Island style that we were working on. I don't know. We might have another collab idea after that of maybe like a concession-esque like style course, 'cause that sounds like a kind of fun idea. But alright. Yes, yes, this is my World Cup course. I need to move that ridge back just a little. I think I can. Pin there is fine. Put one here. One there is a fine pin. One around there is probably fine as well. Oh yes, beating the devil out of it. Yes, that's another good pun. All right, I think that's good for the green. So I think we've got this one ready to go. I think just about everything's done with it. Actually, I can probably fuss with the fairway sculpting a little, put some humps and bumps into it. But I like the way this one's turned out. I think this is a massive improvement over what was here before. That was just a terrible shot. Yeah, this is kind of Shadow... Yes, not intentionally, but it is definitely kind of Shadow Creek-esque. Again, we'll see how it turns out. I think we're starting to get excited for this one to be done. But anyway, so yeah, the whole thing is I don't have any courses in the pipeline or ideas. You know my secret love for Fazio, obviously. Yeah, of course. Anyway, don't need to mindlessly playtest the rest of the course. Do a quick save. But since the only other courses I have in work or planned are collabs, and are generally a ways into the process, I don't really know when the next series of this will be. I might take a little break from this. just because I don't have any. I mean, I've done 2 series of this in what, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. So I think we take a little break from this. I'll still be streaming, and I'll still make some videos. I think. I might. I've been meaning to do a little bit of shorter videos on specific topics. Not really sure of the exact format we're gonna go with, but I think the idea is to have like a topic for the day, and kind of have a group conversation on the topic. I think I don't necessarily want to go full tutorial, because Ben has already done great tutorials and stuff on most topics that I'd want to cover. Plus, if I'm just gonna stream it, I don't want to do something that maybe stop building World Cup courses, Matt. I can't help myself. What can I say? Let's see. So I know I want to do an episode on bunkers, and then there's probably a couple other random topics I can do, like focused videos on. Just so that if you're looking to pick up something specific, you don't have to go looking through entire series of Joy of Planting to go find the little tidbit of info that you're looking for. I mean, bunkers are most of the content in here, but I can make a more focused video on it. We'll see. I mean, the whole channel is relatively low effort content that I'm just doing on the fly, so naturally I have no real, no script, no plan, any of that sort of stuff. We'll see how we'll see how the series goes. Alright, I can probably rework this, this apron. I don't know. Not sure how I want to do it, but I could probably sprinkle another bunker in here. That's conceivably a place you can miss if you're aiming for... Nah, that doesn't look very good. Jefferson's Ocean is so delicious. Absolutely. It's a great bourbon. When's the next rookie contest? Yeah, August, September, I think. Where are the fountains? Sorry, there are no fountains on this course yet. I keep getting sidetracked. Sorry. So yes. Anyway, as far as me talking about content things, I think it's just the hey, I don't have any series ideas planned after this one. So the channel content might get a little lighter for a while. I'll still do random design streams and stuff, but I think I'm ready for a little bit of a break, both from video stuff and from just designing in general. I'm not quitting designing, but I want to slow the pace down for a bit. We're gonna attempt a break of some kind. We'll see how that goes. So after the next 2 episodes, I'm expecting a little bit of a lull in terms of content. Oops, now I'm getting my spline points all squished together. Yeah, honestly, that's why I'm not promising that I'm taking a break. It's just the instant I stop putting pressure on myself to go do stuff and tell myself, okay, I'm just gonna relax and take a break, and that's when all the ideas just come flooding in, and I'm just completely inspired to design again. So it's very possible my break will last 2 days until, taking a day off just frees all the creative ideas again, and I'm just right back into manic design mode. Alright. So we have that. You never know. Who knows, maybe the break will stick. I mean I really do have just no motivation whatsoever to do. Like, normally when it's contest time, I do get that itch to hop in a little bit, and I have absolutely no desire to hop in National Treasure this year. Even though it looks like an awesome contest, and I loved that contest last time, like the original one came out awesome, and the courses that it produced were amazing. I think honestly, Corsol Nacional, my contest course for that, was probably, I think, the first, I guess, sort of my kind of breakout-ish course. To me, I think that's the first one I feel that was, I mean, that was the first time I got anywhere close to the top of a contest. So I think I finished like third, fourth, somewhere in there. Yes, there will probably be some Kerbal and stuff, and some city skylines. Well, maybe more random rounds. I'm not gonna stop streaming. I'm not gonna stop doing videos entirely. It's just a more of an announcement of, as things are planned right now. I'd expect the content production to slow down for a little bit once we get this one out the door. Copper Dunes was after. Copper Dunes was way after Corzal Nacional. Oh god, yes. I'm struggling to do all of this, and I'm way behind on chat. Sorry. So yes, yeah, definitely more City Skylines and Kerbal, and then whatever other games I run into that I feel like doing. Let's see. I think something like that, maybe? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I think I like that spot for a bunker. So yeah, I think, also I just realized, oh, since I'm running CC this year, I probably should do things like, course playthroughs for all the entries. So that's gonna be a massive, video series. And that's in, what, a couple months? That'll be summertime-ish, so probably not gonna do Joy of Planting and just 8,000 course playthroughs at the same time. So I think, should you enter CC and make the hardest course imaginable? Just invite 75 or so, done. I don't, honestly, I'm not 100% on how I want to organize that contest. There's I mean, the hardest thing about contests these days is balancing just the massive demand for them and the demand for spots, like making sure that like new people can get in, like there's room for like veterans who have been around the block, can still get spots if they want. Get as many people in while making the judging load reasonable for all of the volunteers. It's incredibly difficult. And since the last couple have been a little bit more selective, I think I want to um so I think yeah, with World Cup obviously it was basically like Jeremy making a pseudo world golf rankings for design contests and um, sorting out who was getting a field that was roughly the most qualified. Which again, that's kind of World Cup's thing. I'm fine with that. Where it's just, hey, we're trying to get the biggest, hardest field that we can. Alright, I think I like that one. But and then I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with National Treasure. I think it's something along the lines of that as well. So, and again, I can probably just workshop some ideas in here because most of the folks in chat are interested in contests, are either veterans or newer guys who are kind of interested in diving into that world. I know, so I think I want to probably set the field at around 50. I think that's about as big as we can do while still having just a reasonable workload for judges. I know we had an unlimited field for CC last year. Part of me would love to do that, but considering last year got almost 90 people signed up. Um so we had almost 90 people signed up for that. And I know a fair amount of them dropped out because that's how it works. What do you want to call it? So I don't, and honestly, I think the game is pulled in even more of an audience than the last one. So I don't, honestly, I think if we opened CC up to anyone who wanted it, I think we could easily get over 100 people signed up for it. Maybe. Which would be awesome, but also would just be a complete nightmare. So I don't think I can run a contest with 100 entries. That's just insane. So we're going to have to come up with some way to limit the field. I don't know exactly how I'm going to balance it, but I think I'm going to have I think I want the field size to be 50. That's still the biggest contest that we run every year, but small enough that we can probably reasonably judge it. I mean, 69 is a funny way to limit it. That is true. So I think 50 is the number. And I want to make it more rookie friendly than the rest of them. So I think we what do you want to call it? I'll probably have a couple spots reserved for vets. Like maybe 10 out of 50, something like that. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. Maybe I leave the same criteria and I mean, that's not a bad idea, honestly. I think that is a format that works way better for true rookies. So maybe we do start doing that. So yeah, and that was one of the things I thought I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to make exemptions for like I wanted a handful of exemptions for the top guys in Design League. Um, there was that random Facebook competition thing that somebody was running that I offered a guaranteed spot in CC for the winner. So, you know, I wasn't the most thrilled with that idea, but also, you know, like we want to help promote, like, you know, we want to help support other people who want to run random contests and stuff. I don't really want to get involved with it, but you know, if they finish up okay and you know that sort of stuff, I'm okay with giving out a spot in the field for that. That's fine. So I think, yeah, probably what 3 or 4 exemptions there for Design League and this random other contest. Um, and again, it's fine. I already offered the spot, so I'm not gonna go back on my word, regardless of how that contest turns out. No issues. They'll get a spot. It's not, you know, not an issue. So that's one spot. Yeah. I'm not sure how many spots I want to set aside for vets. Maybe 10 at the most, but even then, I'm not really sure. Alright, also, I'm just kind of going to go through and mindlessly touch up uh, all the holes I haven't really polished yet. We might get to doing some work on 14. I'm really not sure on what I want to do with this hole. Part of me wants to bring the water more into play. Like, I could stretch the green out and make it almost like a peninsula green, like this or something. That would be one way to differentiate it from the rest of the holes that we've done so far. Because my problem is this hole plays really similar to, yeah, whatever. We'll come back to that. I mean, that's fair, Ben, but I figure we'll at least get a couple. And again, if we don't use all of them, then that's great. I'll just roll those spots into the Wheel of Death that I am 100% running for this thing. See, I'm trying to figure out. I want to reserve some slots, but I don't want to reserve the majority of the field. I think we want to do a 2-week sign up window, and then however many open spots there are, we throw everybody in a pool, spin the old Wheel of Death, and you know, that's how we fill our field. Exactly. I agree with you, Dan. And yes, Ben, that is true. I think National Treasure is going to be the first contest that I'm skipping in what 2.5 years or something. That isn't rookie. I've been in pretty much every one of them for just a very long time. And I'm kind of just okay with taking a break. I've hit my limit. I'm ready to let some new guys have some spots. I mean, honestly, that's what I was gonna do for World Cup this year until Sam he didn't poke me in terms of designing stuff, but it was just he definitely motivated me to hop in, which no worries there. But that was definitely just the I was I don't know. Like, I'm a competitive person, so I really don't need that much of a push to to kick that into gear, and that was all the push I needed. The only feedback were Patrick's playthroughs. Oh, that's a little rough. That's, yeah. I mean, it's so hard to give. I mean, but it's a contest. You should be giving. There should be more detailed notes than that. Alright, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So I think, yeah, and the thing with, I don't know. I think the whole, like, we'll let in anyone who anyone who signs up. I think will be kind of the goal there. And that's just, most of the spots will just be randomly assigned by the wheel. Which, I mean, we'll get a lot more true rookies that way, which is good. But on the flip side, it's just I think the reason we're somewhat leery about having just complete rookies fill up all of our contest fields is that they're by far the most likely to just not finish. It's just, it's the folks who really don't know what they're getting into, and are just enthusiastic about, this sounds great, I want to try the designer, and then they hop into it and then realize it's like a 60 to 80 hour commitment, and then decide that, oh god, no, I'm done, like, I don't want to do this. Or they just, like, hell, with rookie contest this year, I think there were like 10 people in the field that signed up. That was their first forum post, and then they never posted in the forums again, and were never heard from again. Like, we want to avoid some of that, so I don't know, it's hard. But I suppose then we have a long alternates list then. So yeah, I think maybe, I don't know, I'm okay with Petro's idea of us funneling pure, like, true rookies into the design contest ideas, because that's a much easier way for them to kind of get their feet wet. Again, it lets them enter contests, it lets them kind of dabble in that world a little bit, while also being, it's a good training wheel thing for, hey, work on this 6-hole idea and see if you like it, and then if you like it, then you can, you can keep at it, and you can enter, like, real contest fields. Yeah, yeah, that's probably a good idea too, Ben. Yeah, that is true, Ben. Yeah, so I think that's a good idea. We'll find a way to sort people out into yeah, the various pots. Um, and again, I think we'll have like pot 1 being all the exempt guy, like, like the top guys that be exempt into, like, every contest field. then, tier 2 being, kind of the guys who have been around and done, handful of contests but aren't in that like winner category type thing. Then 3 being more of your rookies, people who haven't entered contests before but have some design experience. Kind of like your traditional rookie you have a published, you have a course in the database, you've entered contests before, that sort of stuff. I figure that'll probably be where we'll have the bulk of our spots for that pool. And then, and then pool 4 being the whole, like, you have no body of work and you've never posted in the forums before. That's not a bad idea. And then it's just, okay, we'll have to figure out how many people sign up and probably balance what we pull from those pools. That is fair. That works for me, and I can, because we're gonna have what, 2 or 3 design leagues. I think at least one more design league, maybe 2 before the sign up actually happens. So, I mean, we can start posting like, hey, if this is a thing you're interested in, enter the design league, because we're gonna start using that as kind of a pre-qualifier for like big boy contests. Or, not a pre-qualifier might be a strong word, but it's the, hey, like, this is the totally open contest, casual contest thing that you can use to start building your resume, so you start getting quote, kind of status in the main ones. And again, it's a great way to let pretty much anyone that wants join, while also making sure that we're not filling all of our fields with one-post wonders who are going to hop in, be very enthusiastic about the idea of building courses until they actually start and then realize they hate it and never come back. And then we can see how many folks that pulls in. Plus, it's also a great way of, you get people popping in saying, I want to enter this contest. And like, well, signups don't start for like 3 months or things like that. They're like, there's only so many windows for entering contests. So, with more often design leagues and stuff, then that works great. I'll have to talk with Maddie about it. I think he'd be on board for the idea. Also, I'm debating if I want to, so yeah, I think, so we'd have some, entry based on pools, and then a couple of exempt spots for, like, design league winners, and the one random Facebook contest winner. But again, that's one spot, so it's not the end of the world if it's not, like, the strongest contestant. So there's that, and then, what was I gonna say? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and then we can fill up most of the rest of the pool with Wheel of Death out of the various categories that we slot people into. I'm debating the idea of having quote unquote sponsors exemptions where uh, just reserve like a spot each for all of the organizers of people that they would love to see in the field that um, like kind of up and comers, folks that would be really interested to see how they do that just don't end up in the field for one reason or another. But I mean, that could definitely go over poorly. I'm not sure. Like again, like Heisenberg is the one like for World Cup. It's just where somebody I'm excited to see what they come up with, and who's definitely on the rise, but just didn't qualify based on body of work and stuff. But again, it could definitely come off the wrong way of like, oh, they're just filling the field with their buddies and things like that. So I don't, that might be worth avoiding. Who knows? All right, we're about an hour and a half in, so again, we can play it by ear. I think Jeremy did something like that, where he just left two spots open to his discretion, just to kind of fill in gaps that whatever formula we come up with missed that he felt would be a good addition to the field. All right, potentially renovating 14. Okay, so what's our whole length on 12? This is 190-ish uphill, so it's gonna play close to 200. And then this is downhill in about 170. So I'm okay with this one playing shorter, that's fine by me. But I think I need to move the tees a little to keep the, and I could almost do another bow tie hole here. Should be kind of funny. No more bow ties? I mean, it's not a bow tie, like, template hole. It's just the green is kind of shaped like that. This also lets it sit on the lake nicely. I can slot a couple of bunkers off to that left side. I can even leave that right side bunker. Ooh, and I can have it delete path. And I can funnel it into the lake from the right too. We can sink this back into the lake. So that the water definitely comes more into play. It's an option. Howdy, gents. We'll have to make sure the sculpting isn't, like, terrible, but... And again, this is another good way to bring the water into play, which really doesn't come into play that much on this course so far. Anyway, let's do, I haven't placed these tees at all, so let's just do a full move hole slide it out this way. We'll have to just adjust the tees slightly. Oh, actually, I can bump the tee size down if I want, but, there we go. Move tee, that's what I'm looking for. Awesome. There we go. We'll slide these in a little, and then throw that green in there. There we go. Go. Roll it around there. Look, bots! Oh my god, I'm getting... Holy crap, that's a lot of bots. They're getting way more, it's funny, they're like, oh, let's just do them in packs of 2, and now it's like, hey, let's do them in packs of 5. That's obnoxious. Alright, there we go. It's a pain in the ass. Also, it annoys me because just the way I do chat overlays, I can't like remove those from my my YouTube channel. So that's just all of my uploaded videos are just gonna have stupid spam comments on them. But I mean, the other option is just not having chat on there at all, which kind of sucks because that's half the show's content is me chatting with you guys. So I don't really know any easy way around that. But oh well, it is what it is. Damn it, Kenyon. I almost, I just glanced at chat. I thought I saw another bot. I almost clicked it and banned you just out of reflex. What was it doing? Oh, distance markers. Just because it's like, oh, there's another one. I mean, that's a funny joke, props, but I almost banned you out of pure reflex. I'm like, damn it, I missed one. Yeah, and we have some interesting pin locations for this green now. I want to sink this just a little bit. That way we can pop the bunkers on the inside there. go. So there's that one. You've been kicked out of better places, I'm sure. I mean, I would definitely unban you, but, you know, I would feel bad if I just banned you out of Reflex. Also, I definitely need to, like, actually get some mods for this channel. Cause I don't even know how to do that off the top of my head. I would have to go figure it out. Exactly. Alright. Yeah, not quite what we're looking for there. Try that again. Alright. How would I do the bunkers on our inside corner here? Probably want two of them, I think. Like one back here. We can kind of do that standard U-shaped bunker, I guess. Something like that. That would work. Works for me. I suppose I could do kind of like this little happy shaped bunker. Yeah, something like that. That could work. Yeah, works for me. Alright, that's good enough. So let's tweak our land forms a little bit here to make those shapes work. Like drop the bottom of that, raise the top a little, probably raise the back a little. There, that works. And then raise the back of this a little. Here, we'll raise that a touch. I can lower the front, and that should do it. I also just find it funny that for most of the first 2 seasons of this show, it's just like a good half of the chat is just Jerry, which is just endlessly funny to me. I definitely leaned into it, like maybe a little too much at the start of just, you know, going in on it, and I was like, okay, I don't object to it. You're welcome to do so. I just don't feel the need to actively encourage it on any of these streams anymore. But it is endlessly funny that it's just, you know, it's just gonna be 90%. Well, not 90, but half the topics of conversation in the chat is just Jerry Shields. He is, yes, he is the Tiger Woods of golf content. He is the needle. Just, you know, without the world level talent that Tiger has. Alright, there we go. That works for me. Well, I should probably wrap this episode up here shortly. We're hitting the hour 45 mark, which is usually a sign that I should wrap it up. Well, I guess realistically, I might be able to squeeze 2 more episodes out of this series. If I'm just doing work like this, where I'm just going through and polishing uh, the last couple holes, like I can probably get 1 more episode of just polishing out of it, and then the last episode be uh, detail touches, planting, and just like playtesting and whatnot. Although I don't want to do 4+ rounds of playtesting on stream, so you know, maybe we'll do some of the playtesting off stream previous to the go live and publish the course finale of the season. Again, I've got time to figure it out. We'll get there. So here we go. Here's potentially skip ahead to the LiDAR part. Oh, for the Jerry Shields video. I mean, to be fair, I don't want to really rant about any people too much on this stream, because that's not what this show's supposed to be. It's funny to do occasionally. I have no qualms with speaking my opinion, but we don't want to really, like, there's a difference between me just chit-chatting and just voicing my opinions and then just, like, repeatedly attacking someone on stream. I have not that I think that any of this, like, really, like, stretches into attacking somebody territory. But, again, it's something I want to be very careful about. I don't want to drift into anything that kind of fits into that kind of gray area where it starts to become problematic. We want a healthy, positive community around here. Hence, it's just I want to keep the personal rantings on these episodes to a minimum. Alright, I gotta go flatten these tee boxes back and, sculpt this green at some point, which I may or may not do on stream. We'll see. Oh, that's going in the water. Yup. I think I definitely like this hole a lot more now, because it's like, oh, you miss long or right, and you're going for a swim, so... It's not a difficult hole, but it's hard enough that I think it makes you think a little more on the tee than it did before. I still have to polish up. I don't think I have any real work to do on 16 other than just redoing the bunkers. So who knows? I don't know if I'll have a full episode for just like redoing the polished bits on the last couple holes, but we'll see. So I can probably stretch out 18 a little bit. But we'll have to resculpt that to do that. Maybe I need to move these tees back a little. Put a tee box here or something. Here, maybe we just grab it and move it while I'm thinking of it. And I can go back and do the sculpting and everything necessary to fix that up later. Or I just need to make this green a lot harder, which is also possible. Or both. Probably both. But anyway, Yeah, we're well into very long episode territory, so I think now is as good a time as ever to cut it. I will keep streaming for a bit after this, but we'll cut the music. So for those of you in chat, I'll be back in a minute. But for those of you watching the video, we will see you next time. Until then, have a good one.